Okay, Jupiter. Jupiter's, it's kind of the last planet you get to understand or get to see in a chart, get to get a sense of in a chart. Because we start with sort of mental concepts of what it is. Like Jupiter's planet of luck, of joviality, good fortune, joviality, opportunity, and keyword understanding. So, okay, it's our understanding. You know, it's a big word to use. It's a difficult word to use with insight. I mean, what's understanding? You know, like, what's even good luck and opportunity? Usually, is opportunity something that just happens to you, or is it something that develops? Because as you improve your understanding, as you develop your understanding, you can see things more clearly, you can say things better, and you can take advantage of more opportunities. You have a better understanding of what's going on. But I think in a certain way, when they look at Jupiter as the good luck or the joviality, it's the planet of expansion, of exaggeration, of it just increases things. It makes more, it multiplies, it increases things, it expands things. So this is its blessing. It's, a plant grows and expands and expands and expands till it has flowers, fruit, seeds. Wow, what an incredible expansion. I think that's a good example of Jupiterian expansion. What would a bad example be? You have a little leak in a dam, or a little leak in your roof, or a leak in your water pipe, and you don't necessarily know about it, do anything. Even if you know about it, don't do anything about it. You let it sit there, and it keeps dripping, and it expands. It gets bigger, until by the time you have to go fix it, you have to change the whole floor, or the dam caves in. Like, the problems of too much of something is like the good fortune of having an abundance is its own curse. Too much sugar, too much food, too much liquor, jovial, very happy. Too much joviality, it's going to have its effect too. Too much of anything, the expansion of anything has a dangerous repercussions. Just expanding anything, increasing anything, making it bigger gets more attention, gets more noticeable, and more people interact with it, more people see that. So it could increase envy, or if you have jealousy, it can magnify your jealousy. If you have anger, whoa, it can blow it way out of proportions. So when you think of the planet of understanding, you have to think of misunderstanding as well. So this is not a black and white issue. This is like 256 shades of gray, or maybe 1,008. But it's like, how many, are there more people in the world with a good understanding or with a bad understanding, or a prejudiced understanding, or a distorted understanding, or a greedy understanding, or, oh, whoa, it keeps going. So even a little bit of good understanding is one has to be grateful for. But then if you go the other way, you can get what happens when someone has a relatively good understanding and exaggerates their sense of morality, or their sense of how right they are and how they can see everything and how they can tell everybody everything. Whoa, that's a problem from Jupiter too. Ooh, Venus, Mercury, Moon, they're always trying to get more things, to increase things, to gain things, to speculate, to attract things. What's Jupiter going to do to that? Boom, it's going to, here's the opportunity. Here's how you can expand it. Do you understand how to expand it? Well, if I made some money on the market and I used it to steal some money or to get something else. And I mean, why shouldn't I do it? Everyone else does it. So that's self-justification. Why not? Everyone else does it, or well, we're all doing it. We're all just having fun. What's the big deal? That's a Jupiterian joviality. And usually it often comes at the expense of somebody. So if your understanding is such that it hurts another person or diminishes another person's values or diminishes or ridicules a person or something, all of a sudden it starts to be a misunderstanding, a pretty malicious misunderstanding. So in astrology, it's generally, wherever Jupiter is, it's lucky. But you get in much more trouble from a out of control Jupiter than you do from a more extreme Saturn. So it's the factor in you that encourages, I can go further, I can take this further, I can go, almost every athlete has to have it. I can push this further, I can do this, I want to do it. Every team wants to go further. It's a normal thing. But the average or normal understanding is not necessarily principled or necessarily good. It just navigates through whatever team or group or environment you came out of. If you came out of a violent or abusive home environment, what kind of understanding are you going to have? How do you understand understanding? How do you change your understanding? How do you change your perspective on things? So for me, a lot of years I just went through, used understanding, good fortune, luck, and used Jupiter when first coming into astrology and used it that way. But as it went along, you had to start, you couldn't always encourage people to misuse their Jupiter. If somebody was going too much for something that wasn't good, wow, there's a lot of work to undo a wrong understanding. Suppose a person gets raped or violently assaulted. They've had a huge experience. How long is it going to take them to get a clear understanding of that? Or are they going to magnify their anger, their rage, their victimness, their guilt? It gets really complicated. It gets really convoluted. Where Jupiter is, there's a challenge to have a good understanding or to be developing principles and morals and ethics and understanding things properly to get a clear perspective. But to get a clear perspective, it's like you don't know what a bad relationship is till you get in a good one and look back and you said, I was there. Oh my goodness, I thought that was good. So it's hard to know what a good understanding is. A bad understanding is till you get in a good one and look back. It's easy to justify our own actions and think what we're doing is right because most other people do it. Every neighborhood does it. It's the best thing to do. Doesn't mean it's right. It's relative to one's environment or the people one's connected to. I guess the best way to see this is going back to look, you can look at each planet, but let's just take Mars for a start. Mars is your desire for experience. It's everything you do. It's what you've done with your life. It's what you're doing with your life. It's what you're going to do with your life. It's your actions. Wow. It's your adrenaline to do things. Well, adrenaline can get you in a lot of trouble, or it can also be very noble or courageous. Just on itself. But boy, if the adrenaline gets encouraged just by joviality, it's like there's a party, there's a frat party, and there's 300 people there, and everybody's drunk, and there's so many different stories going on of what's going on at these parties, there's a rowdiness that increases, a hormonalness that increases to the point that if cops show up, people start fighting them. How dare they come here? We're just we're going to fight this, and we're having a good time, you know. But at that party, if there's 200 or 300 people, most people are in there trying to party, dance, meet a partner, have sex. Like a lot of people are going to connect with someone and have sex, but in that process, there's going to be probably a few people that get raped. There's going to be a few guys or a few people that get bullied or get pushed around. There's going to be different people that get hurt in different ways. So you get 100 people at a party. It's not a simple thing. Everybody didn't get the same experience. That's what was right, what was wrong, how your take on it. That's your Jupiter. But it's amazing. You could be somewhere walking along, and half a block away, somebody gets killed, or there's a big thing, and it could have been you, but you were just a block away. You said, boy, I was lucky. Yeah, in a way. But my point is, it's hard to understand all the implications of the things we do, of the things we want, the implications even of the things we think, much less what we feel and what we need. So, I mean, you can when we get to the next level of planets and aspects, we start to see the stress patterns and the actual mechanics between the different planets a bit more. But right now we're trying to work it into the houses. But misunderstanding, your desire for experience. Your Jupiter is the sum total of your experiences and how well you've understood where you've come from and what you've done in your life. Wow. So Jupiterian puzzle, should justice, Saturn, be severe, or should it be forgiving? Should it be, if it's too forgiving, if it's too soft, well, maybe there's other types of problems going. If it's not wise enough, wrong people could be punished, and wrong people could get away with things, and right people could be punished. Oh, look at our world today. There's wars being fought, and there's people just trying to escape from wars, and they're going to different countries, and then the darn immigrants are in the countries. They're invading the countries, and they're being put into concentration camps and having to stay there, or immigration camps. Sorry, put into the camps, and they're locked in there maybe for years because the countries they're moving don't want them to be there. Nationalist boundaries, country boundaries. Oh boy.